Okay guys, so I got some tents behind me. We're going to go through each tent, why I have it, why I bought it, and how I use it. And even a couple of tents I haven't even used yet. I'm going to talk about why I picked those tents. And we're going to start that right now. All right guys, just real quick, if you keep on watching until the end, I'll actually show you all the equipment that I used to film this video. And okay, let's get back to it. So the first tent I'm going to talk about is the Zpacks Plex. This is probably my favorite tent. If I'm doing any kind of long distance backpacking, this is the one that I use. And it's not set up perfect right now, but it's close enough. Give you a little view of the inside. Carter in there, going to say hi. Plenty of space for one person, 1.5 people, which just means you and your gear. Now I know this is not everybody's favorite tent, but for me this is perfect. It's extremely light, only weighs like 14 ounces, something like that. There have been some problems with the top section right here. There's a couple little ridge, I'm not sure what you call them, like little bars that go through here, and they have broken on me a couple of times. But overall, I still like this tent. So I might as well go ahead and talk about this guy right here. This is I believe it's a 2-person tent. This is the Shan 2. This was recommended to me by my buddy Tony. I'll put his channel down below as well. I actually picked up this tent so I could take my dad backpacking. I believe it's probably under 2 pounds. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty lightweight tent for what it is, and the price point was perfect to have as a second tent. So I haven't used it yet, but I'm looking forward to taking it out and giving it a try. Okay, so the tent right here I'm standing in front of, this is the Big Agnes copper spur. This is actually the first tent that I bought about 5-6 years ago when I first decided to start backpacking. And this tent has served me well. It's actually got a lot of use, and it's a freestanding tent. It's not like my other tents that have these trekking poles to stand up. So this is a freestanding tent. And the poles inside have this little bungee cord inside that helps keep everything together when you're storing it and you're putting it back together. But that's completely wore out at this point because I've used it so many times. But it's a perfect 2-person tent, perfect for 1 person actually. But it is a 2-person tent, and I have no desire to get rid of it. I still use this tent. Usually in the later months, when it gets a little colder out, I use this tent because I can lock it down a little bit better. It keeps some of the wind off of me. But I still really like this tent. So this tent over here, this is the updated version of the copper spur, but this is also the winter version. So it's a much beefier version of the last tent I have, plus it's a newer model. The poles are heavier duty, the material is heavier duty, just really built to withstand winter time. And you can pile some snow on here and it can handle it. I've only taken it out 3 times, but it's been perfect, and it's snowed each time, and I really enjoy actually like adverse weather where it's gonna get pretty nasty out. So this tent is perfect for that. A little heavy, so I'm not gonna hike very far when I take it, but if I'm gonna go out for a little photography trip, take some pictures in deep winter, this is the tent I'm gonna take out if I'm expecting really bad weather. Great tent. Okay, the tent I bought right here, this is a tent that I've let other people use and borrow. This is I think it's like a Featherstone brand. I got it on Amazon. I never actually used it myself, but I've had other people use it and borrow it, and it's worked out great. I think I've only loaned it out maybe 2 or 3 times, but still held up pretty well. No problems whatsoever. It's a great loaner tent at the price point that it is. A little on the heavier side, so let someone else carry it that wants to get into backpacking, not yourself. So I wouldn't recommend this as your first tent or your main tent, but definitely something you can have maybe your kids sleep in on a car camping trip, or maybe a buddy who wants to go on a backpacking trip and you're not gonna go very far. So still a great tent, not super heavy, but it's not as light as some of the other tents I've been showing you. And this big freaking monstrosity behind me, I believe I got it on Amazon, but I forget. We've had it for a couple of years. I bought it so we could do some family camping. So far, all we've done is put it in the backyard and play with it a few times with the kids. So we haven't actually taken this thing out yet, but it is gonna be a tent for our entire family to go on. We're gonna try to go this year to, I think, Erie, Pennsylvania, maybe camp on the beach or something like that. There's some areas you can do that up there. So a lot of space inside. I think it's an 8-person tent, maybe even bigger than that, I'm not sure. But looking forward to using this big freaking monstrosity. And it's not as heavy as you would think it would be, but it's not something you're gonna take backpacking by any means. So. All right guys, first things first, I am recording the video on a Sony a6600 along with a 16mm lens and a variable ND filter on the front just so I can manage my shutter speed. And for the audio, I'm actually using an old system I've had for years, which is the Rode Link system. And for all the aerial shots for the beginning, I actually use this DJI Mavic Air 2. I just got this not too long ago, pretty slick little drone, and did all the flyovers, I zoomed back and forth, did everything with this little drone. Pretty capable little device to use for video. Hey guys, as always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions at all, please ask them down below and I'll answer them as best that I can. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.